if you're in comedy, you're always, I think, potentially 20 minutes away from bombing. It's just the way it is. And I always think about this in when someone says, you know, I'm doing a benefit, you can come out, and I always think, well, okay, but I got to really think about it. And they're like, no, you don't. It's a benefit. No. People have already paid the money and they just want to know the name and that you're going to be there. And I think, no, it has to be good, because when it doesn't, I don't care if when I'm 90, if you go out there and it doesn't feel right and it doesn't go well, it feels worse than anything I could ever felt in my life.
Where you feel like you've gone out there and they're there to cure, like, we're here to prevent cancer, and you're eating it. And like, they're just like, you know, it wasn't bad enough that cancer is ravaging our community. But now your set is, quite frankly, trite.
And giving us cancer.
We're finding what you're doing trite. Like bombing at a benefit. Like there's almost an instinct at the end of it, like, folks, I don't have to be here, you know.
Yeah.
We're trying to raise some money here. You can be a little less judgmental. I'm not bringing out my best stuff.
Hey, you don't want a children's hospital? You don't have to have a children's hospital.
Right. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That grind on it is a newer phenomenon. That sort of sense of striving and kind of neuroses, I think, was a newer kind of, it was a strange new manifestation in show business that didn't, like, Johnny was the guy who used to do these, and he'd be like, I show up at 4:30 for rehearsal, and at 4:45, I'm scheduled for my first blowjob. I go back, I have my first blowjob.
Yeah.
Then I play cards with Ed. We have a couple of drinks. We tape at 6, and then I go home to the blowjob factory that I live in. Like, there was no, until Dave came along.
A blowjob factory. Do they manufacture people there that give blowjobs?
That's a great question.
Or do you get the blowjobs at the blowjob factory?
Conan, it's the most common question that I get about the blowjob factory. Now, first of all, I will say this.
Do I go there to obtain someone who will give the blowjobs or get the blowjob on an assembly line?
I don't disagree that it's somewhat confusing. I will also say this. Globalization devastated our blowjob factories. Devastated them.
And now it's all outsourced.
All outsourced.
They're killing us. In China, they're eating our lunch.
They're eating our blowjob
something
lunch.
Else. Sona, you going to be okay? Sona, you and I have discussed at length how this country is bleeding blowjob factories.
You know,
when you are suddenly shocked?
When Biden said blowjob back better, I said... The alliteration still works.
This man needs to step out of the race.
Or he could have said build back blowjob. Either way, it works. Any word can be replaced by blowjob. Build blowjob better. I don't know. Whatever it is, it is.
There's a sticker being made right now.
I hope
a bumper
so.
sticker.
It better be.
It probably already exists.
But Dave changed the nature of almost the personalities of the people that took those jobs because he worked.
It's interesting because Johnny Carson, we only knew him. I mean, he goes on the air around the time we're born.
Right.
And then I don't come into full consciousness till my 30s. But I come into, when I'm seeing Johnny, he's literally, and watching my dad laugh at Johnny, it's the early, Johnny's at that point, 11, 12, 13 years in, and it's set. So he may have had that period in the early 60s. You know what I mean? He may have had his period of, we just didn't see it. He was so established. He was the only game in town.
But the pace was so different. If you watch those shows, like what we had to try and do every night is put on a circus. Like it was, you know, you like this entertainment? How about this entertainment? How about I'll do this? His was an hour and a half, told a few lovely jokes, and then Peter used to, it was the very idea that these celebrities that you had never experienced in a kind of less formal setting.
Right, it's Richard Burton sitting there talking.
Telling a story.
Right.
And it's charming in and of its own right. And by the time we got along, there's 10 of them.
Yep.
And everybody's got to turn that like, oh, you want to hear the record at 33? How about at 78? Right. And everybody's running as fast as they fucking can.
I've been talking about this for a while, which is comedy and entertainment in general keeps getting more and more and more and more compressed to the point where things get faster and faster and faster. So you can watch, and this is, just bear with me here, but you start with like Steve Allen in the 50s, and then you get to Jack Parr, and then you get to Johnny Carson. What you're seeing is things are speeding up and going faster and faster and faster. Then you get to Dave, and that's feeling fast. But we look at those now. You look at a David Letterman from 1983, and sometimes it was at the time, as we were seeing it, revelatory and spectacular, and it still is, but now it looks, this is really going kind of slowly.
Right.
Then the pace picks up some more, then more, then more, then more, and to the point where I think it's, I notice that every time I watch something on HBO or Netflix or anything, narrative, they never tell a story in a line. The story starts with the murder, then cuts back to the beginning of the story when they're showing up, but then cuts back to the police showing up because they don't trust you to sit still.
And they shouldn't.
No, and trust me, they know what they're doing.
With Pulp Fiction. I remember when you watch Pulp Fiction, you were like, but the storytelling is not even linear. I don't know what's happening
This
here.
Isn't fair.
Right. And now you can't watch like a cartoon on Nickelodeon that isn't like flashback.
Yeah. No, we did, I'm shocked. When I watch most anything, and I say it's gone beyond comedy, but of course it's in comedy everywhere, it's just,
it's all on that molecular
it's ADD,
level. Think about on the internet, you had, and this was years ago, and it's not around now, but it sort of informed some of it, which was Vine. And Vine was basically 6 seconds. Give me your best 6 seconds. And it trained people in sort of the atomic nature. It's like you're seeing the matrix of entertainment or comedy, where it's at its most fundamental building block.
Yeah.
And then there were people, and you watch it, and I'm always amazed now, like you'll go on an app of TikTok or Instagram, the level of creativity within a compressed time frame or of, an event that occurs, and then the next 2 hours are this explosion of neural energy and content creation that takes that my favorite recent one was, Donald Trump at the debate, they're eating dogs.
Yeah.
They're eating people's pets. Well, 5 minutes after that, I'm on the thing, and it's that audio with pets looking scared.
Yeah.
Like and I was just like, this is the greatest.
Yeah.
People are, it's now at a molecular level. It's functioning in quantum comedy world.
It's also one of the things, the internet giveth and taketh away.
Well, that's for
sure. There's the pluses, there's the minuses. But one of the things I think has been great is it's the democratization of comedy in a way, because you, me, Colbert, Meyer, John Oliver, to get everybody together, and they're all thinking of the best idea they can possibly think of with their big teams. But the funniest person, the one who comes up with the best thing, is probably in a basement in Iowa, and they shoot the thing
and it's already out there.
And by the way, it's out there 7 seconds after the event happened.
We are the insurance companies of comedy now. We are the guys in leisure suits who are like, we're in some ways the infrastructure of show business. Like, there is no more wasteful business than show business. I mean, I think we can all agree with that, which is why I think we need to save the planet. And I vow.
I would say the blowjob factory is, you could argue, is the most wasteful business of all. Because we don't even know what it does.
Wait, you don't know what it does?
We don't know.
Does it wait till the end?
Yeah. What got outsourced?
You've been leaving too quickly.
That's the problem.
No, you got to stay with it.
Oh, I always leave very quickly.
No.
Oh, no. I always...
It takes minutes, boy.
What?
Minutes.
Well, not for me. I'm efficient. I have a ruthless efficiency when I orgasm. I'm in and I'm out.
Come on, man.
Oh, hey, what do you mean, come on, man?
I don't know.
You've heard the stories.
know.
You've been around.